This is One on One. Marshall Jones III, producing artistic director, Crossroads Theater Company. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
For those who do not know about Crossroads, describe it and why it's such a special place.
Well, in 1999, we won the Tony Award for Outstanding Regional Theater, the only African-American company to achieve that status. And we focus on giving an honest portrayal that will celebrate our history and culture.
Why is it so unique to have a place like Crossroads, not just in New Jersey, but in this country? Not easy to do.
It's not, particularly, you know, in the current economic climate and so many technological changes, but I think it's important because the basic elements of storytelling happens in theater. You know, there's no special effects or anything, and you're sitting down in a dark room with strangers and seeing people experience things right in front of you. So with us, in dealing with stories that cover the entire African diaspora, I think it can be really compelling because you're getting an honest, authentic portrayal because we know how to tell our stories because we live them.
It's interesting, we know how to tell our stories, but the audience is not just for African Americans.
Absolutely not.
Play that out.
Well, I think it's important because you know, what we try to do on stage is not just present one particular point of view. We're also interested in looking at the intersection of our culture and how it meshes with others.
For example?
And we have a holiday show called Holiday Jubilee.
Holiday Jubilee.
Holiday Jubilee, and it comes each and every year. My good buddy, Broadway fight choreographer Rick Sordelay, directs it. And we show how different cultures celebrate the holiday spirit. Kids go free, they sit down on the floor in the mats experiencing the show. So that's just one example. Another example is Ricardo Khan, the founder of Crossroads.
Yeah, we had him. When we first started this series, One on One, on a different network, Comcast Network, one of our first guests, a great man.
Yes, Mr. Khan, and he's still involved in Crossroads. He's kind of my godfather, my kind of spiritual and creative advisor. And he found a young playwright called Rajiv Joseph. He just had a play on Broadway starring Robin Williams in Bengal Tiger, and commissioned him to write a play about whatever he wants. But you know, obviously, since it's for us, it had to have our, you know, something of African American. And he wrote a brilliant play. It was just done in Chicago at Silk Road Rising, and it won the Jefferson Award for Best New Play. That's like the Chicago version of a Tony Award.
Right.
And we'll be doing it at Crossroads next season.
The economics. I mean, the economics of public broadcasting, fascinating in and of itself.
Absolutely, yes.
Finding the dollars to do what we do, finding the dollars to do what you do.
Wow.
I didn't mean to get that reaction from you, but go ahead.
Well, no, I listen, and you know, you have your sponsors and things like that, and I think that's great. I can't, you know, kind of sugarcoat it. I mean, this economy has really been hard. I remember
who ponies up?
The Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation has been very, very supportive. The New Jersey State Council on the Arts have been very, very supportive. And a lot of our community, you know, we have people who have been involved with Crossroads since the very beginning. And you know those beginnings when you had to go up those stairs on Memorial Parkway. I was a student at Rutgers and just marveled at the place.
Were you at Mason Gross?
I was at Mason Gross, yes.
Hell of a place.
Yeah, and I teach there now too, so that's kind of exciting. Never thought in a million years that would happen. But getting back to the economics, so we have individuals that support us, but it's really been hard. I was interviewed right around the time of the crash, and the reporter asked me, you know, how are you doing? And it's like, well, you're an African-American company, so you know we're used to the crumbs. But now there are no crumbs.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because, you know, everybody's hurting.
I'll tell you what, we can complain about the crumbs, which you are not doing. We shift gears and talk about what's happening in the next few months in this year. and drive people to the site, which we're about to do right now. Talk about what's exciting this year.
Well, there's a novelist named Walter Mosley, and you know, he's written like 20 bestsellers. He's a great crime mystery novelist. But what he actually is, he's a great storyteller, and he's written plays. And his agent sent me these plays, and I could not put them down. I mean, it's riveting. So we're going to be doing a world premiere of a play that he wrote called Lift.
Lift.
Lift. It takes place in an elevator, and what happens is there's a terrorist attack, a homegrown terrorist attack. So our couple are trapped in the elevator.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Give me one more.
Well, I mentioned Rajiv Joseph,
Okay.
that will be opening up in the fall of next year. That's called The Lake Effect. And that play looks at a relationship of a young African-American male who goes into an Indian restaurant, and the owner has passed away, and the young son is kind of, you know, taking things over and deciding whether to sell the place or not. And the young African customer knows a lot more about his father than the actual son.
Make the pitch for those who have never been to Crossroads as to why they need to go there.
Because one of the things that we try to do is give our audiences an experience that they can't get anywhere else. So that it's very, our staff is very inviting, our stage is very intimate, and we try to present shows that are going to change them when they walk out the door.
How many seats?
300.
Describe what that's like, 300.
It's an intimate space because it's not, you know, like a big Broadway barn, but by the same token, it's not like you know, a little 99 seat theater. It's also a thrust stage, which means that the actual stage thrusts into the audience and is partially wrapped around it. So if you're sitting on the side, you not only see the actors, but you can see other audience members, and that's an important part of the experience.
Marshall Jones III, producing artistic director at an extraordinary place, Crossroads Theater Company in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Abudato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Abudato has been provided by Barnabas Health, Kessler Foundation, Investors Bank, Johnson & Johnson, AmeriHealth Caritas, parent company of Perform Care, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, and by New Jersey Natural Gas, transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Abudato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.